Welcome to Coffee with Dragon's first Monday of the year. January 7th, 2019 is the first Monday of the year. First coffee of Monday, the first Monday of 2019. Good resolutions. Like I said, my resolution is revolved around learning new languages, specifically, primarily, and mostly Chinese. Have started last week. Ni hao, shi shi, shi shi ni, hua zao. So, a few words at a time, brothers and sisters, bros, sisters and sisters, bros. Not, we're not gonna speed this up. And it's the first of the year, so I'm gonna put this hoodie on for the first. Start a new, do it a little bit with a hoodie on this year because I just feel like it. Cup of coffee, still Santa study. Want to discuss actually coffee expenses for the year. Just a question out there to anybody who hears this, who might hear this. I don't know what you heard, but I didn't curse. I never cursed in my life. Cursed. I'm gonna say for all y'all motherfuckers. Huh? What? For your truly, from yours truly, for my LGBTQ family, my nation, Rainbow Nation across nations. I'm gonna pour myself one. Santa's study, a little bit of rum, a little bit of hazelnut, and some vanilla and probably something like that. At least that's how they market it. I can smell the vanilla, but I cannot really taste the rum. And I'm pretty much a rum. If there's something that I do like to drink, do drink rum occasionally, on occasion, not on a daily. But nothing wrong with it. If you drink every day, that's up to you, brother, sister, whatever. You can do you. Anyways, that stated, coffee is still holiday coffee. But last week I've purchased coffee on special for the new year, which I want to share. And just before I have digressed in other Draganisms, wanted to state and discuss the coffee expenses. Was just wondering, since of course I'm still living in a financially precarious situation, struggling with debt at the beginning of the year, this January, first Monday of the year, how the markets are doing. I don't know, it's going to increase, creating more jobs for universal spiritual teachers like me, multidisciplinary artists, LGBTQ waltzes and philosophers, poets, dancers. So I was thinking, how much do I spend in coffee? Because of course, if the income stagnates, you have to make some reductions in order to pay the debt. So where can I cut in the budget to start paying the debt off? Because if not, I'm going to be stuck paying interest all year like I did last year, right? And if the Bank of Canada, of course, it didn't increase the rates, and this one must be aware of, if anybody has a mortgage, anybody has a credit card, anybody is affected by the central bank, or in Canada is the Bank of Canada, in the United States is the Federal Reserve, in the European Union, which did listen to this, in the European Union, I know how aware of, you know this, if you know, maybe you're an expert, let me know, holla, link up. European Union Central Bank has negative interest rate. What? How does that work? I read an article about it. It's quite interesting. So, paradoxically and counterintuitively, as it sounds, they get a few bucks for every €100, not dollars, United States dollars, but a euro or two for borrowing of the year. That's what, because negative interest rates. But usually we pay the service, the debtor, not the loaner. We who take the loan, we pay the interest on the loan. For example, me, I pay about $80, maybe around $80 per month. Service, just the interest rate. Somebody has a few credit cards, a few $1,000, $10,000, $50,000 mortgage. She might pay a lot more. Do you know how much interest you're paying per month? If you don't know, brother, sister, love and free hugs and all that, but you gotta know. We gotta know more. Let's learn together. That being said, stated, was wondering how much do I spend on coffee, food, and stuff like that, and how much do I really get the best deals to start the New Year's, right? For the specials, every day, and not every day. That is every week. You have certain things that you buy, right? So you get, as myself, we get the flyers, which we check the flyers, so we check how much it costs each and every flyer. That is each and every store, and you compare the prices. If you say, let's say you eat bananas every week, right? Which store has the best prices on bananas? Well, for example, this Monday, most stores the prices were pretty high. I got a pound for 69 cents. A pound. Kilo is like 150, something like that per kilo, right? Because a pound is 2.2 kilos, right? So sometimes the prices, both here in Montreal, Hawk Island, prices are in pounds and in kilos. So cheers to a happy first Monday of the year. Blessings to all my allies, friends, and supporters, financially, spiritually, and physically. We got the bananas right here. See, I've bought. Said I'm gonna buy the bananas to have until Friday at least. Maybe put some in the fridge for the weekend. So I bought three. What would you call this? Three hangs bananas. 3 batches. I would say I would call this a batch of bananas. See, and it says there that supposedly they're sustainably grown, certified by a company which I don't know if you know. I'm gonna probably Google it. I should Google it, check it out. So sustainably grown, and I'm all for sustainability and not just fair and free, not just fair trade, but also free trade. Those who've listened to my past videos, in the past years, advocated continuously for fair, more fair. Sustainably grown, meaning what exactly, from my own wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, is the way the soil is taken care of, even how it's cut, right? How they care to cut the bananas from the tree. So these 3 batches, right, about for 69 cents the pound, and it was in Montreal, of course, Hawk Island, but they were purchased, weren't on special, but at a pretty good price for the winter season here in North America and Canada. The 69 cents. Other places they even had it at 79 cents, 89 cents. There, for sure, there was some places, but not this, not like that, but maybe going better, that were 59 cents, maybe 49, 39 tops. But that's when they're going bad, and I haven't seen it during the winter. 39 cents almost never. Anyways, which they have this sustainable, they have sustainably grown certified, and this is the first time that I'm seeing on bananas or on any food for that matter. This little bird certified, and the certification is said to be given by, it says SCS Global Services. I'm saying that it has to be sustainable, commercial, something global services. I'm going to check it out. It has a little bird on it, and this is the first time that I'm seeing it. So the certificate, of course, with regulations, I'm saying even though it's cut, and though it's produced, and what's used in the soil has to be. So I got 3 bananas here, 3 batches, let's say. All I have to say that they're all from Guatemala, the country of Guatemala, which we will actually be reading about. Got 3. You see, that's 4, 2, that's 6 bananas, and 4 and 2, that's another 6. And there's 3 and 3, so that makes I make 6, so 3 batches of 6, and I got it at 69 cents. But this is gonna last me, probably make even a banana pie with it. My cooking skills have improved, of course, over the past years of living, of course, sustainably as much as one can. But so 6, 3 batches of 6, that's 18. 3 times 6 is 18, right? So I think theoretically they should last me until, if I eat, let's say, 3 a day. If I eat 3 a day, 18, that's 6 days. So until Sunday, let's say 3 today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I would have to eat 3 today, tonight, and until Sundays. So Sunday I would run out, right? If I were to eat 3, because each batch 6, so 6 times 3 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6, so that's 6 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday included. So by Sunday, next Sunday, we'll not have anymore. So it's a relatively good deal, I guess. You know, if you eat bananas, if you're a banana eater. Like I said, it's not the best deal, but it's not the worst either. So it's somewhere in the middle. So I made a good financial, I would say, decision. It's something that you eat, you get energy from, you can get energy to look for a job, to work out, to write, in my case, poems. You publish those poems, make this Coffee with Dragon video, and what have you, right? Ladies and gentlemen, bananas aside, got coffee to make, to learn more, got supplies of coffee to make more videos of Coffee with Dragon, discussing, of course, important news, and blessing, of course, my allies, friends and supporters, physically, financially, and spiritually, and to also give me energy to learn, to keep my New Year's resolution, to keep learning Chinese especially, and I'm also looking to learn maybe some Hindu up in there, some Arabic, but mainly Chinese. I've started, like I said, last week was my first class. I'm doing it online, so where I can find, maybe with a dictionary, of course, self-teaching, self-learning, as have done a lot of that in the past 7 years. Continuing every day, learning every day. Now to more exciting Dragon finance news. Of course, if you can help any way that can, may you be blessed and rewarded threefold in kind. With that said, for a special cup, special blessing cup. To all allies, supporters, and friends from Adrian H. Dragon, blessings, spiritual blessings, financial blessings, and physical blessings. Suggest topics that you want to see discussed. Philosophies, historical events, Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon, Mao Zedong, Castro, George Bush, Tina Turner. I love Tina Turner, don't you be playing. Went to dance with my friend, sister, oftentimes teacher. We went dancing and saw the store in Montreal, Hawk Island. Coffee was on special. From 16, that is $15.99, which is basically 16, but I don't know, 99 cents. In Canada, the financial decision was made to take the penny out of circulation, and that's a whole cup of coffee by itself, discussing just the inner dimensions of the macro level economics of that. But it was 16, $15.99, 16 rounded up 1 penny. It was $7.99, so 8, so half price for the big ones. So I was excited to make that purchase. Even on the bill it said that you have saved $24. Like really, that's good. And of course I paid $7.99 for each, so it was about 25. The taxes. I'm not gonna show which one, but I'm just gonna say that it's a medium roast because I'm not receiving any financial, moral support from any private interest. No coffee producer, farmer. Would love to get support from the smaller coffee growers from fair trade coffee. But right now, because me financially need to buy the more affordable, because of my own finances, which are precarious and in debt at the present moment in time still. But so got it for $8. This is medium roast, extra fine grind, and it's 100% Arabica coffee. It's even kosher. I'm half Jewish, although not have my own spiritual teachings of kosher, the blessings of food. I do say blessing and be mindful of eating as a spiritual being, promoting wellness in mind, body, and spirit. Of course, as you know or don't know from my initiative, the World Citizens Gym, my workouts, my cardio walks, my meditation session, of course, for actually the goddess spirituality, the divine feminine spirituality, which I've been involved for many years since a young child. Of course, nature and its mysterious manifestations, food, coffee, which is for me, it's a spiritual side to it. We'll not go into that, but there is balance, harmony, equilibrium. Roasted and packed in Canada. I'm just gonna read what it says. An exclusive blend of some of the world's finest Arabica beans, including Sumatran. Sumatra is an island of the many islands of the country state known as Indonesia. Especially, doesn't say there, but Sumatran, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Sumatra specially selected and roasted. Can always double check. I'm not always right. A lot of times I'm wrong. Can double check my facts and give people the benefit of the doubt. Just like in baseball, also strike. Anyhow, Sumatran is specially selected and roasted to deliver a balanced coffee with rich, medium-bodied flavor and a complex aroma. Okay, you could have just left the complex aroma out of that. That's my opinion, like complex aroma. I understand the rest. Balanced coffee with rich, medium, blah, blah. But the complex, that's a bit superfluous in the description. But anyway, I'm just reading what's up. So it's 930 grams. That's about 2 pounds actually. 930. A pound is 454 grams. So it's actually a bit more than 2 pounds, 930 pounds, because 2 pounds, it's exactly 908. 2 pounds is 908 grams. So this is 22 grams more. So maybe a cup of coffee there, or 2 or 3 cups of coffee more than 2 pounds. So 930 grams. Preparation used within 2 weeks of opening. I'm always curious about that, because if you put it in the fridge, of course it can last more. It says refrigerate after opening, but recommended within 2 weeks. But of course, myself, I'm probably going to stretch it to 2 weeks is 14 days. I'm probably going to stretch it to 18 days each. So I got 18 days. That's what, 30 10 times 3 is 30, and then you got 8, because 18, right, divided. How I do the multiplication, I divide to the decimal closest to the round numbers, which is 10, and then I'm left with 8. So 10 times 3 is 30, 8 times 3 is 24, and then you add 30 and 24 is 54 days. So in theory, these 3 big, call them jars, but they're containers of coffee should last me, in theory, minimum 52 days. And there you have it. That's one. So best until, it says best until, best before, that is, and in French is meilleur avant, best before 2019 June 18. So got 6 months. That's one of them. Then got the other one. Pour myself a cup. So let me know your coffee, what do you like. Basically, like, you stick to one coffee, two types of coffees, only perhaps one, and that's, you don't do it yourself, you go buy it somewhere, XYZ, wherever that is. I mean, I've tried different coffees at fast foods. I've tried coffees, actually the last coffee I tried, for the first time I tried a coffee which was so in a for 150 medium cup of coffee, to go Java coffee. It was the first time I entered into a Java coffee place, downtown Hawk Island, also known as Montreal. I've seen their ad. I was doing a cardio walk. I've seen 150, any size special, because the specials which I've tried at a lot of fast foods were during the holidays in December, were for $1. Any size for $1. That was big. I went at least 3 times to buy a big cup of coffee for $1, which was a pretty good deal. This one is called West Coast Dark Roast. Love that name, West Coast Dark Roast. What are you having? Let me see you. West Coast Dark Roast. West Coast Dark Roast. West Coast, Coffee with Dragon. West Coast Dark Roast, Coffee with Dragon. Extra special. This is 100% Arabica coffee, bold with notes of cocoa. 875, so it's less than 2 pounds. This one, the differential is, that one was 930 and this one's 875, so 25 to 930, so that's 55 grams less for this one. So it says here, an exclusive blend of some of the world's finest Arabica beans, including Sumatran. Again, Sumatra, Indonesia, the island in Indonesia. I'm gonna have to check about coffee growers in Sumatra. I'm really curious if anybody could link me some satellite photos of Sumatran coffee farms. I would really appreciate that. I'm going to repeat my request to brothers and sisters out there, allies, whoever hears this. If you can find me some good satellite pictures of Sumatran coffee farms, I would really appreciate that. I mean, you never heard any request like this probably in your entire life since you were born and in all past lives, but I'm going to make it again. So, if anybody could link a Sumatran, satellite pictures of a Sumatran coffee farm, I would love it, appreciate it. Give you a shout out, Mr. X, Y, or Z Stein, Klein, or Schwartz. Deliver a bold and intense coffee with a heavy, I guess it says heavy, heavy aroma. With a heavy aroma, full body and rich flavor. I like that. Intense, deliver a bold and intense coffee with a heavy, I guess, aroma. It doesn't look like a V. Heady, H-E-A-D-Y, maybe heady aroma. Man, doesn't seem like whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Of course, it with hints of cocoa. So this one also was $7.99. 100% bold with notes of cocoa. For best results, use within 2 weeks of opening. So this one is also best before July 22nd. July 22nd. Which is good. So that one was June, just a month difference. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the one that's best before first in June, then this one July. I don't know about the other one. I gotta check the date. I'm going to do that. Let's see. Third and final coffee is best before. This one's June 19 also. So whatever, doesn't really matter. I mean, by that time, of course, you're gonna be drinking them. So this one is called the Great Canadian. Yes, sir. You see the flags there. We got a Canadian flag, the United States flag, and because of my lion friend, cannot see the eagle. Let's see. So as you can see the flag of Mexico, of course. The eagle. North America, North America. You know what we can do together? Just so you can see my vision for North America. Raise a new flag of love, unity, brotherhood, and strength, joy. Legalizing all drugs. Once a week parties, mega parties with dancing, disco. We invite even El Chapo. Say even the CIA together. Legalizing all drugs. Distributing a gram of cocaine per those who want it every weekend. That's a quota ratio for our brothers and sisters who want to do it. You know, they get whatever 3 lines of it and they can dance all night. Recreational therapy. Dragan recreational therapy. Dragan recreational therapy here. I've shared it. Coffee with Dragan. Special, special, special. Recreational therapy. Back to the coffee. The coffee is called the Great Canadian. Lovely name. And I'm guessing that that's Alberta. If you've ever been, I've only crossed. I'm a world citizen, but my country is, of course, Canada. I've only got the blessing, opportunity, and chance to cross Canada. My sister, my friend, oftentimes teacher, only once. From east to west, so beautiful, so spacious land. Of course, most of us are concentrated on the south, living in big cities, urban areas, heavily urban. But Alberta, the mountains, so beautiful, just amazing. I actually think I have a photo somewhere. Let me see. Before I read this, I'm going to see the photos. Yeah, a little bit. See, this is Alberta. Mountains there, see. Yeah. So back to the third coffee. It is called the Great Canadian. The other one was called Gourmet Medium Roast, and the other one was Gourmet West Coast Dark Roast. Light to medium roast coffee, fine grind. And the story is a smooth and mellow blend of 100% Arabica beans, including Colombian and Kenyan variety. Yeah, that's nice. Isn't that nice? So the other ones were Sumatra. So we're gonna do a special. We're gonna read a little bit about Sumatra. We're gonna read a little bit Colombian about Kenyans. Just for our culture. So well citizens with coffee with Dragan. Right? We open our arms, drink coffee with all our right? Right? You get it. So a smooth and mellow blend of 100% Arabica beans, including Colombian and Kenyan varieties, is the beans, specially selected. So what they mean here, it's not said, but I'm going to give you the inside story. What it means, specially selected, is that so they took it with the right hand instead of the left. So that's what it means, specially selected. It's not spelled out there, but of course the sun, God eye, sees. I goddess sees. A smooth and mellow blend of 100% Arabica beans, including Colombian and Kenyan varieties, specially selected and roasted to achieve a taste profile. Taste profile. Can you just let taste profile? Who wrote this? Let me give him a big hug. Taste to achieve a taste profile beloved by Canadian coffee drinkers. Canadian coffee drinker here. It's called the Great Canadian, but I'm world citizen, LGBTQ, my nation across nations, Rainbow Nation across nations, Rainbow Nation across nations. Yes, to all my brothers and sisters across Canada who drink this coffee, who cringed a bit, like who wrote this in the back. To all my brothers and sisters from the United States of America, mi mexicano, hermano, que tal de que tiene de café de Canadá, de aquí de norteamericanos que somos de la Kenia, vienen de la Colombia, que vamos juntos un poquito de bailamos, que de nuevo año, hermanito, nuevo año, claro. So that's the story. A smooth and mellow blend of 100% Arabica beans, including Colombian and Kenyan varieties, especially selected and roasted to achieve a taste profile beloved by Canadian coffee drinkers. It delivers a mild, comforting flavor with a balanced body. Roasted and packed in Canada. And the weight is 930, just like the first one. And I'm going to be reading a little bit about the first one again, which was 930. It's called Gourmet Medium Roast, an exclusive blend of some of the world's finest Arabica beans, including Sumatran, specially selected and roasted to deliver a balanced coffee with rich, medium-bodied flavor and a complex aroma. That's what it says. 100% Arabica coffee. Kosher. And the other one is also kosher, Kashin Reish, Gourmet West Coast Dark Roast, Fine Grind. So this one was also said an exclusive blend of some of the world's finest Arabica beans, including Sumatran. So this one's also on the Sumatran, specially selected and roasted to deliver a bold and intense coffee with a heavy aroma, full body and rich flavor. And this one was, of course, the Great Canadian. All bought, each and every one purchased at half price, from $15.99 to $7.99. So now I can make more coffee with Dragan. I can learn Chinese, I can learn Arabic, I can learn some maybe Hindi in the next weeks, days, weeks, and months ahead. Wow, I've purchased for good financial decisions these coffee on half price reduced. And from it become more financial blessings, and also for my brothers, supporters, allies, mind, body, spirit, physical, spiritual, and financial blessings to you. So all of these three are for best results used within 2 weeks of opening. So I said that it's gonna be pushed to 18 days and not 14 for best results. About it should last me about 22 days. I would say 22 days each, 3 weeks each. It says 2 weeks, we use within 2 weeks, but it's probably gonna be 3 weeks, so 50% more. So that's about it. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 9 weeks, more or less about 66 days. Coffee with Dragan, ladies and gentlemen. So budgeting. What is your resolution? Does it revolve around financial matters? What is a budget? Again, the main principle, if you want to get rid of debt, because the main motive, reason, principle why we want to reduce our debt is because we want for financial recovery, personal, individual, and that's local, national, international, to pay less interest, money, because we pay interest on the principal, right? And then we can start paying on the principal. The interest is reduced because of the amount of the percentage that we pay annually. It could be XYZ, it could be 10, it can be 13, it can be actually even 22. In some cases it can be 37. Anything that's more than, let's say, 11 is a problem. More than 15 is a problem. More than 20 is a big problem. Because 20 at the end of the day is a fifth, right? Already. So all those matters have to be considered. Now new landed on the moon. This story surfaced about 3 days ago or so. Supposedly China has now landed on the moon. Is it credible? How so? What now? And another thing revolving China, and we have the issues now ongoing with the Huawei, is a test about 3 days ago, even 48 hours ago. Only that they call this test, it was a non-nuclear explosion. It was supposedly called the mother of all bombs. What do you make of this? What does it come at such a time? And what's the deal with China and Taiwan? And another third note on China, on the news, and then just before you get the wrong impression, right idea, you get to assume things. I'm calling for good, harmonious, and peaceful Sino-North American relations. World Sino-Western, if you will, or Sino-Canadian relations. Peaceful, harmonious, and cordial. Again, calling for harmonious, peaceful, and cordial Sino-Canadian, Sino-Western, and Sino-North American relations. Right? Right. Get it? But there's the third element. that Mr. Xi Jinping mentioned. And it has to do with, of course, these three elements. One was the testing of the what they call the mother of all bombs. The other one has to do with them going on the moon, landing. Not them personally, because there was no of my, I'm gonna say, brothers or sisters, Chinese brothers and sisters, on the moon. Right? There's no. The third has to do with Taiwan. And this is fascinating because I had this discussion with my friend, sister, oftentimes teacher, about Taiwan. And it had to be because it was a product that she had purchased which said ROC, and another one it was PRC. So what's the difference? PRC stands for People's Republic of China. That is China, also known as mainland China, Mao Zedong's China. PRC. ROC, Republic of China, is the official name of Taiwan. And for example, myself have a bunch of pants. Let me go get them real quick. My favorite pants, actually. Actually, these are my favorite pants, but now because it's cold, so I wear them less often. But so if you look there, I'm gonna show you. So it says made in Taiwan, and then it says also ROC. So this is the inquiry that we had, the question, and then we discussed it more in depth. What's the deal between PRC, said one of the products said made in PRC, and one said made in ROC. So we you see it? So once again, so it says there, you can see it, made in Taiwan, and next to Taiwan says ROC. See, you can see it. Hope you saw it. So see, made in Taiwan, ROC. Okay. ROC, right. So the deal is basically this. ROC stands for Republic of China, also known as Taiwan. PRC stands for People's Republic of China. But wait a minute, what's the difference? What's going on? Both have one thing in common. Two things in the name. PRC, ROC, PRC, ROC, ROC. Republic of China, People's Republic of China. So both have Republic and China. The common denominator, if you do the math, of course with words it's not the same, but in math, you know, you have equations and you have common denominators or stuff like that, and you have to cross them out. So if you to write it, People's Republic of China, PRC, People's Republic of China, and then we have ROC, Republic of China. So we cross Republic once, and then we cross Republic twice, and then we have China, we'll cross it once, and China will cross it twice. So we're stuck with People's, and then we got of, right? So Republic of China is Taiwan. People's Republic of China is mainland China, the one with the trade war is going on there. Mao's China. And this is where we have to go back in history. The civil war in China. The war with Japan. Mao Zedong revolution and communist forces. Because today's China, officially, it's the Communist Party of China that's still the one-party state China now. Of course, since 1984, there's been changes and more openness to the world and trade and economically, in finance and commerce. There has been big changes in China as it became slowly, gradually, over since 1984, the main producer of goods, the main exporter of goods, and the main seller of goods. And of course, in the United States, the main market for goods, the main buyer for goods, and the main importer. So 3 and 3, right? And now, in 2018, last year and today, first Monday of the year, they are locked in a trade war, and all the other players in the world economy gravitate around them because they are the powers. You understand? If you were to understand global financial markets and the economy as today, globalization revolves around these main and other big players, but these main United States of America and China, the world economy. So the paradox here is these two have locked the trade war that affects all the world economy, all international finance, global commerce. So back to what I was saying before it, digression of Dragan's digressions, Draganisms, as they're called. Draganisms are basically digressions. When you see in the videos Draganisms, it means basically my digressions to other subjects, and coming back and going. ROC, PRC. To understand the current situation, how delicate it is in terms of a world peace and security and prosperity, but mainly geopolitically Asian or East Asian, Asia. It's the Eastern world, the whole Eastern world. East Asia, not just that specifically, the whole Eastern world, the East, the West, the East, the West, North, South. One world. And the sun sees what? One world. Anyways, Draganisms aside, we have to go back to Mao's era. Mao Zedong. Whatever we might say, I'm not gonna go into Mao XY. It is what it is. It is what it is. What do you know about Mao? Do we really know? Have you read the Red Book? Well, comment. What does the Red Book say? What did Mao do exactly? Sure, bad things, good things, mediocre things. Leave that aside. It's another Draganism. Digression for another cup of coffee. Basically, when I'm going to start one of my other ones, or a cup of tea actually. Speaking of tea, my tea is from China. That aside, Draganism. So Mao Zedong fought a war. One of the famous parts of that war was the Long March. At the end of the Second World, Japan, the Imperial Army of Japan was defeated. United States, they attacked, of course, Pearl Harbor. United States fought Japan. If that was a major factor in Mao, paradoxically, winning ground or helping Mao in a way, that's another cup of coffee and a half. There's that historical event. Mao Zedong's army, or the Red Army, inspired, of course, by Marxist Leninism, and today we have what's called Marxist Leninist Maoism, which is basically Mao, of course, Mao Zedong taught, and as Xi Jinping stated today, even in November last, 2 months ago, at the, I think it was the end of October, early November, when they have the annual Congress. Because just like the Soviets, of course, their official declaration was doing some have made this more spiritual, occult, mystic connection of the month of Scorpio, which starts, of course, around October 22nd and ends on November 23rd, or some say it starts around October 23rd and ends November 22nd. One day at the end or the beginning, it's not, of course, neither at the beginning or it is during, around the middle of the Scorpio, when the sun is in the sign Scorpio. Of course, Asian astrology is different. It's by year and it goes with the month and the months and the years. For example, I'm myself a rat in Chinese astrology, born in 1984. But it's not in Asian astrology, paradoxically, the rat is not that much associated with disease yeah, but also it is associated with the underworld in many aspects, in the underground, but it's not negative. It has good characteristics. The intro for transformation and for financial healing, recovery, and actually for organizing, achieving security and peace and harmony in the economic, financial, and commercial sphere for others. Not gonna go into that. Draganism, digressions, Mao Zedong, back to Mao Zedong. But one last Draganism, which is, of course, Draganism is a digression, it's my own digression, is that Mao Zedong, or Xi Jinping, the current president of China, leader of China, and since many, many decades, it's what they call socialism with Chinese characteristics. Now, socialism, just to discuss the history, the beginning, the good, the bad, and the gray and the rainbow of socialism. Will require perhaps all these three containers of coffee to just discuss socialism and my Dragan socialism, my international liberal socialism, and my vision for an integrated supra international state, or an integrated socialist international state, an international socialist integrated state. We'll require all these three, and just to go over the history of socialism and the theories and the good ideas and the good that came out of it, such, of course, limiting child labor, increasing the minimum wage, and, of course, social security, helping financially to survive our brothers and sisters during difficult times. But look, I'm for a balanced, harmonious, equilibrium system. My socialism is liberal. My liberalism is socialist. Right? Draganism aside, I believe in balance, in what I call my own theory of harmonious hierarchy, or harmonious social hierarchy. It's my own theory, written an essay about it. Meritocratic, social balance, giving people second chances, third chances sometimes. One mankind. That is very socialist, indeed. The internationalism, my universalism, that is very socialist at the core. Sure, I have the American flag, love stars, love red and white. Got the Canadian, the Mexican also, love the green. So back to the story before Dragan's digression. In order to understand the current situation, the tensions, and what Xi Jinping said like 3 days ago about Taiwan and the testing of the bomb, we have to go back in history. What's the deal with what we don't? A lot of people don't understand. What's this call for Xi Jinping, the president of China, to call for Taiwan to reunify? They see it officially as a rogue province of China, and of course Taiwan is recognized and has established diplomatic relations as a state for more than 50 years now. More than 50 years, 66 years actually, I think, exactly, since Taiwan was recognized by the United States of America and Canada and other nations. And since 1970, I mean, not only, I'm not born a millennial, born in 1984, but in 71, correct me if I'm wrong, Taiwan represented China at the United Nations. It got replaced only in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, in 1971 to be precise, by the People's Republic of China. What's going on? So in order to understand the current political, social, and even cultural tensions and conflict between what's called mainland China, People's Republic of China, and the island of Taiwan, Republic of China, ROC, like I showed you my pants. Actually, it's my favorite brand. It says made in Taiwan, ROC, Republic of China. You have to go back to the 30s and 40s and even the 20s. And one Draganism digression is the Great Depression, because only capitalism. But look at the financial crisis, which started at the end of July 2007. 37% of the whole world wealth was wiped up in 18 months. That's more than a third, right? So much unemployment out there. My own hours got cut 3 times, from 37 hours to 32 hours, then to 28, then to 22. Went from full-time to part-time, 10 times. Reduction almost of about 15 hours a week in just a year, 3 times, cutting the financial crisis, right? Right? Great Depression. Again, we said before in another Dragonist digression with Scorpio had started in October. It was Black Friday, Black Monday, Black Thursday. So the stock market crash of 1929, which triggered a worldwide financial crisis and a global economic depression, which some say lasted almost more than 10 years. And some argue that the Great Recession was called, that started with the Great Financial Crisis, or the financial crisis at the end of July 2007, and over the years, with the collapse of Lehman Brothers and the CDOs and all that global financial markets, that we're still recovering now. We are recovering now. And now we have the trade war. China and the United States, the biggest exporter, producer, and seller, and the biggest buyer, importer, and market, clashing in the financial, economic, commercial universe, the dominant. And what's fundamentally at the core, the essence of finance. It's all about buying and it's all about selling, or all the other in between markets and currencies of the world, fundamentally. So this digression aside, to understand this current event, we must go to the history of People's Republic of China. You had communism with the leader being Mao Zedong, the Communist Party of China, 20s, 30s, civil war in China. And you had Chiang Kai-shek, the more Republican, nationalist aspect of China. And they fought a civil war. And Chiang Kai-shek, if I mispronounce it, it's not intentional, got defeated by Mao's troops, and they fled into what was called in Formosa. You probably heard the term Formosa, spelled Formosa. That is Taiwan. That is the island of Taiwan. That is the Republic of China today. That's the official name of Taiwan, also known up until the early 90s as Formosa, the island, because of X and Y reasons. So Mao Zedong defeated Chiang Kai-shek's Republican, quote-unquote, more wanted to establish a democratic republic system, which I'm not going to go into. They did at one point, but there was conflict and tensions, and before Mao, and I'm not going to go into more specific details because it's very rich history, and there's several elements of the China's 20th century of China, right? But today, January 7th, Xi Jinping, the president of China, calling upon Taiwan and saying that you need to reunite with China, of course. We have to understand and go back in this history that Chiang Kai-shek is known as the founder of the Republic of China, which is Taiwan, setting up a more republican type of democratic, someone to say democratic system, right? Democracy with elections, with openness to the world, and X and Y and Z. But this happened, of course, at the war. So that war, during that period of time, now it was a ceasefire, if you will, a peace treaty in a way, but it was never established as a concrete peace treaty per se, or a recognition of Taiwan by mainland China or by communist China as a separate entity. The Chinese, since Mao Zedong's time, have, of course, always officially maintained Taiwan is a rogue, and this is the English translation, of course, and I'm sure there's nuances of cultural linguistics here at play, but generally as a rogue province that must reunite with China, of course, under the rule of the Communist Party of China, where they fought 70 years ago in the 30s, 40s, each other. These two political parties, which embodied, of course, ideologies and dogmas and beliefs and their own. They wanted to set their own respective systems. One was socialism, communism. The other was republicanism and democracy. One led by Mao Zedong, the other by Chiang Kai-shek. So to understand this, why Taiwan is officially called the Republic of China, it's because they are Chinese, they're ethnic Chinese and ethnic Han, that fought in mainland China, and then the defeated army of Chiang Kai-shek retreated on the island, and they were never exterminated, they were never pursued, so they took the island. And I'm saying the island, but this is an island of a population of about 30 million people here. It's not a small 3 million island, 3,000 people. These are millions of people. But Chiang Kai-shek fled China, being pursued by Mao, and Mao, because of XY reasons, and I'm not going to debate or argue because there was still ongoing conflicts in China. It was not totally right. It's not. There was still unrest. There was still had to be internal warfare, and there was still some Japanese soldiers and X and Y Z. This is all different factors because it was still a world war. Japan had invaded China, and the Chinese were fighting the Japanese Imperial Army, and it was also the Civil War. So it was different factions fighting each other for many years. And one of these, I'm not gonna say factions, I'm gonna say armies or political armies, was Chiang Kai-shek's troops, supporters, and forces, which went into Taiwan, and Mao never pursued. The army never went after them in Taiwan and to eliminate them, to destroy them, if you want, to conquer them. And so they established Formosa. They established the Republic of China. That's why you have two different Chinas, if you want. With the official Communist Party of China maintaining that Formosa, Taiwan, also known as Taiwan, is a rogue province that must reunify. So you have to go to history, to that civil war, in order to understand the dynamics and the history, and to understand what's going on today and what has been going on with the tensions in the 80s and mid-90s, 96. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, world peace, security, I'm calling upon all. Increasing acts of goodness with kindness. My next topic of discussion covered China. So much more to say, of course, about Taiwan, also known as the Republic of China, and the history of it, and where we are today, January 7th, first Monday of the year. Generally, you give a general, because some people are confused. But wait, what's the difference? And we have to go into that. Hope I clarified a bit, shared a bit of my own wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and must increasing in it myself personally is calling for good Western, Canadian, and North American, North American Canadian, Sino-Canadian, Sino-Western, cordial, harmonious and friendly relations. Now I'm going to do some reading online on. We're gonna Google, do a little bit of fast reading. First, Sumatra. Because of the coffees. Sumatra was right. Island in Indonesia. Yay! Sumatra is an island in Indonesia. Confirmed by Google. If you rewind 37 minutes in the past, when I was reading about the coffee, I've said discussed that it was an island in Indonesia. Island in Indonesia. Ready? Sumatra, a large Indonesian island west of Java and south of the Malay Peninsula, is known for its rugged tropical terrain, wildlife, and smoldering volcanoes. To the north, the city of Banda Aceh, which was devastated by the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, has a museum commemorating the disaster. Bustling meet on the island's largest city, is a diverse economic hub and gateway to North Sumatra. Population, very high population, 50 million, 37 in 2010. It's a big population, Sumatra. So there you have it, a little bit about Sumatra, which is in Indonesia, and now we will jump, because the other coffee was in Colombia. And we'll jump from Asia to Colombia. Vamos, vamos juntos, bebemos café de Colombia. Vamos juntos, bebemos café de Colombia. Colombia, country in South America. Colombia is a country at the northern tip of South America. Its landscape is marked by rainforests, Andes Mountains, and numerous coffee plantations. No wonder the coffee came from there. In the high-altitude capital Bogota, the Zona Rosa district is known for its restaurants and shops. Cartagena, on the Caribbean coast, has a walled colonial old town, a 16th century castle, and nearby coral reefs. Unitary Colombia, República de Colombia, is a sovereign state largely situated in the northwest of South America, with territories in Central America. Colombia shares a border to the northwest with Panama, to the east with Venezuela and Brazil, and to the south with Ecuador and Peru. It shares its maritime limits with Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Colombia is a unitary constitutional republic comprising 32 departments, with the capital in Bogota. Motto: freedom and order, libertad y orden. That's an interesting motto. Freedom and order. The anthem is Himno Nacional de la República de Colombia, Spanish. English, National Anthem of the Republic of Colombia. And we're going to listen to the anthem now. Population is about 50 million in May 2008. And now we'll jump to quickly Kenya, and we'll wrap up the Coffee with Dragon. Kenya, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, my LGBTQ family from Kenya, Colombia, and Sumatra to the world. Kenya. Kenya, officially the Republic of Kenya. Swahili, it's called Jamhuri ya Kenya, is a country in Africa with its capital and largest city in Nairobi. Kenya's territory lies on the equator and overlies the East African Rift, covering a diverse and expansive terrain that extends roughly from Lake Victoria to Lake Turkana, formerly called Lake Rudolph, and further southeast to the Indian Ocean. It is bordered by Tanzania to the south and southwest, Uganda to the west, South Sudan to the northwest, Ethiopia to the north, and Somalia to the northeast. Kenya covers 224,444 square miles, has a population of approximately 48 million. Kenya's capital and largest city is Nairobi, while its oldest city and first capital is the coastal city of Mombasa. Kisumu City is the third largest city and a critical inland port at Lake Victoria. Other important urban centers include Nakuru and Eldoret. The motto is "Let us all pull together." That's pretty nice. And the anthem is called. The motto is Harambe in Swahili, and anthem is in Swahili is "Ea Mungu Nguvu Yetu," O God of all creation. Hey, that's beautiful. Doesn't it sound beautiful like a language? Ea Mungu Nguvu Yetu. I like it anyway. So this is the anthem of Kenya. Coffee with Dragan, world citizens, world peace, international security, global prosperity, erase the debt, food security.